All right, welcome to the weekly meeting 921. All righty, good folks. Let me see. All right, hopefully everybody had a great week. I know my week was amazing. It wasn't even great, it was amazing. All right, I caught this Euro Chef trade. Um, it did exactly what I expected it to do. We broke the 4-hour swing high. We're at this level. We made a 2-week order block. So it's either going to pull back and then go higher, or it'll go higher up to this level before it pulls back. But either way, I'm locked and loaded. And for me, for me, uh, there's plenty of time, right? I have this trade uh, going up, probably about 1,000 pips. But I think worst case scenario, we'll get up to this 500 pip level. It's just a great trade setup, in my opinion. We ran the liquidity from the bottom of the market, so we can automatically target this high. But because of the time frame, uh, I think we can target where this market came down from. So I'm going to hold this trade, and I'll just keep adding to it as it pushes up. If you guys see it the same way, you're welcome to hold that trade. We have a lot of good setups. As you know, we dropped interest rates. The market isn't doing exactly what you may think it's doing, but I always say that that's a pretty good thing. We should expect to see GU any pair with the USD on the rear of it. We should expect to see it pushing up, right? So on a lot of these pair, you're going to see a bullish weekly or 2-week order block. Maybe you'll get a pullback for it to continue up. Same thing for the indices. Um, the pair that's not doing exactly what you may have thought it was going to do would be like UJ or all of the JPYs. But I think it's cool to understand that we wicked this low. There is an imbalance that we could trade back up to. That's a lot of pips. So I'm not suggesting that anybody try to trade this back up to this area. But when I look at the chart, that is a area that could come into question. Or it could just come up, touch your moving average, and keep pushing down. Um, for me, myself, I'm in a great trade. I don't need to take this trade, but if I do see an opportunity to take UJ, I'm only interested in selling it. I'm not really interested in buying it unless it's like some big juicy setup, right? I caught a lot of good trades on UJ this week, but they were only short term, like for a session or whatever. I over leveraged on my lot size, and I collected my little loot, and I got out of that trade for that particular session. Um, do you guys know what you're trading this coming week? Anyone? Anyone?
I kind of like the A chef. I know it probably don't have a lot of pills, but I think I can squeeze 100 out of it. I could.
Well, to me, any of the chef. You buying A chef, G chef, E chef, um,
Yeah, I was
even
thinking about buying A chef.
yeah, even USD chef. I think all those chefs are going north, right? I definitely can see this pushing, but again, wait to see if it's going to give you pullback first. But yeah, I all the chefs, in my opinion, are pretty good setups to trade to the north. Uh, you know, you don't necessarily have to trade the one that I'm trading. You know, I just picked it out because I like that setup. But all of these chefs, I believe, are headed north. So, you know, definitely do your thing. Somebody's buying GJ, that's cool. You know, just be careful. Because it's I think GJ is approaching a level. This is a 2-week order block, so maybe it pulls back and then goes higher. It'll be great if those trades go to the zone that I kind of have on my chart, because then I can definitely take a long-term sell. But you know, my suggestion to everybody, it's a lot easier if you take the longer term approach, right? Trading is complicated, you know. So in my opinion, if you can position yourself for the longer term move, uh, it's always going to work out better for you, you know. So if you're looking at a pair like GA, right? There's no long-term order block for me on GA. I believe that GA is going to push up to this level and then turn and burn. Whether that happens or not, it remains to be seen. So I'm not trading this at this juncture, you know. And if I was trading one of these pairs, I think EA looks better to me than the GA trade. But you kind of have to take a trade that fits with your strategy, your grade A setup, your position size, all that stuff, and then stick to your guns, right? The best part of trading, in my opinion, is there's two sides to every trade, right? Buy and selling. And as long as you have a trading plan that gives you an out, right? Because we're all going to lose trades. You might lose this trade, I might win that trade. But as long as your trading plan gives you an out and you don't blow your account, then you live to trade another day. I didn't say don't sell GJ replacement, retracement, and then buy. What I'm saying is, I'm in a better trade setup than GJ for me. I'm not trading it. I'm interested in those JPYs once they get to where they're going, right? I would have loved to trade all the JPYs straight up for 300 pips if it had done it a week before we lowered interest rates. But you know, due to the fundamentals that came out, I didn't it wasn't a great setup. And you know, I'm floating somebody's annual salary on my EJ, I mean my Euro Chef trade. So you know, I don't need to take unnecessary risk for me uh, on the JPY pairs, especially because the long-term move is down. I get it. It needs to pull back, and then it needs to sell long-term. At the beginning of the week, we might get a pullback from this 2-week bullish order block. We might get a pullback first and then a buy. I get it. All I'm trying to say to you guys is if you're trading these pair, and for all intents and purposes, the counter trend trade is the buy, and the trading with the trend is the sell. And I get it. Depending on what time frame you're on, all that can change. All I'm saying is, if you're doing this, you should have a plan, right? Hard stop loss, all that good stuff. Because I'm just saying, don't get caught up in something because you believe one thing or you think that this should happen. That's cool, but make sure you have your stop set if you're trading against the grain there. The big picture, fundamental wise, the value of the JPY is stronger, and the value of the dollar is weaker, right? So that's how you should look at it. Longer, a big picture. Just make sure you have, if that's your setup, that's your setup, and you trade it the way that you see it, which is cool. But understand that you should have a contingency or a stop out, and you're not holding it going the wrong direction forever. All right. Again, it's a lot of great setups. It's a lot of great opportunity, and hopefully everybody is making money. If you look at what happened in the indices, these are, in my opinion, they're very important, right? So we got to close above these old highs, right, of the 2-week candle. We know that the fundamentals are pointing towards the indices running. So if you didn't get in, right, whatever pullback that you get, I would just under leverage and then take a trade going north. Or what you could do is, if you get a pullback, you can wait till you get a daily bullish order block. The only problem with that is, I believe that you have a daily order block, you have a pullback, and then the market is going to push up. So if you're not already in, you're going to have to make an educated decision on A, when to get in, right? And B, what your lot size is when you get in. If you're looking at this for a long-term trade, you can use a mini and you can just get in the trade and you can kind of DCA, dollar cost average, into that move, right? Because the expectation or the thought process is we're about a week away from October. And October, November, December, January, that's we're going to expect some green candles on these charts. So don't overdo it. Kind of just walk into that position and hedge it if you have to, and allow the trade to kind of push in your direction. Does everybody understand? Anybody have any questions about that? All right. I saw this Words of Wisdom podcast with an institutional trader. And he was talking, he was saying a lot, basically he was talking about the institutional side and how they don't use charts and they trade levels. All of it was very interesting from a macro level, right? They trade macro levels, and then they trade two certain other macro levels. And they use hedging. They don't use stop loss, right? They hedge. They buy and sell at the same time. They will sacrifice a certain amount to make a different amount, right? We as little fish, we can't move the market. So we have to kind of follow suit. And a lot of what he was saying, I already know, right? But it's interesting to hear somebody who used to trade at an institutional level kind of explaining and dismiss the concepts we use as on the retail level. And out of on one side of the equation, he was brilliant, and on the other side, he was dumb as hell, because as traders, as technicians on the charts, we have to rely on the chart to tell us when to buy and when to sell. And as at the institutional level, they rely on price levels to decide whether or not they're going to buy or they're going to sell. And what I would say is, he was wrong. I mean, he was right in explaining how the institutional people trade, and he was wrong when he's trying to explain how retail traders should trade. Because if the charts don't lie, right? The charts will tell us when it's time to buy and when it's time to sell. And the thing that gets most people in trouble is the lot size that they use when it's time to buy or when it's time to sell. Now, everybody's going to lose trades. That happens. And for the most part, the reason why most of us lose trades is because we're trading on very small time frames and the move is not clear, right? If you trade on a large enough time frame and you wait for a clear signal for a move, then you will do just fine, right? Whether or not you enter right when the move happens, or whether or not you enter once you get confirmation that that move is actually going to take place. Either way, they're both um, they're both decisions that have to be made on a personal level, right? If you are having issues understanding when you should make those decisions, there are a billion different videos. There are a billion entry videos. There are a billion setup videos. After you have all that information, then it's you versus you, right? Um, there are several people who have been able to carve out money from the market repeatedly and regularly, trading very different styles, right? Some people trade fundamentals, some people trade technicals, some people trade dumb money, some people trade smart money, some people are supply and demand. They all work. They all work. It is your execution of your plan that is the primary problem if you're a struggling trader at this point. So, I just want to encourage everybody to uh, keep fighting, man. But fight smart, right? Don't keep doing the same thing and thinking that you're going to get a different result. If over leveraging is something that's bothering you, you got to fix it, because nothing is going to change until you do fix that. So if you can't fix that, then your 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 trading career is likely going to be either over or at a standstill. So you have to decide as the trader, um, what's actually important. Like what are your actual goals? And everybody's goals are probably going to be a little bit different. Some people come to the market just for the adrenaline shots. Some people come to the market to make money. And even the people that come to the market to make money have different goals. Some people want to make a certain amount. Other people will take whatever the market gives them. We just have to make sure as the trader that we align our goals with, or we align our efforts with our goals, right? So if I know my goal is to get 100 pips, then once I get my 100 pips, I got to close out, right? I can't worry uh, about who's still trading, right? Who's still trying to milk the move to the bitter end. I have to get out, right? If I'm coming to the market to trade the move and I'm in the move and somebody else close out because they hit their profit target, they got their pip target, I can't second guess my trade because somebody else got out, right? These are, you know, one of the benefits of being in a Discord group is that you're going to have a lot of information and a lot of different people who trade different styles, right? We all understand the struggles of being a trader, but one of the bad parts about it is uh, a lot of y'all are social media people. Y'all like to compare and contrast, whether it's your lot size, your earnings, or whatever. Whether you trade prop or you trade regular, like none of that really matters. At the end of the day, you trade how you trade and you trade what you trade. The goal is that your goals should always be to advance your cause or advance yourself as a trader, right? You're eventually going to get to the next level. And your advancement doesn't have anything to do with my advancement. We will all advance individually and we will advance by ourselves. So I want to encourage people or I want to discourage people from comparing and contrasting themselves with other people, whether it be trading styles, whether it be account sizes, whether it be, um, you know, their journey, right? Everybody's journey is different, and we're all individuals, right? Uh, if you look over on that, if you go to the Discord and you look on that side, it's going to say it's like 800 members. But if you look at the participant list on the Zoom sessions, it's always a lot less. And you have to be okay with that. Everybody is not going to make it, right? This ride has limited seating, and everybody's not going to make it. And no matter how much you want somebody to make it, it's just not going to happen. It's not, right? And we can talk about a trade set up for 2 or 3 weeks, and the trade will take off, and you'll ask who's in the trade, and it's just going to be you. Everybody is not here for the same trade setup. Everybody's not here to make money. Everybody's not here to advance in life. Some people are here for the conversation. Some people are here for the entertainment and all that good stuff. You have to matriculate through your process for your reasons, right? And hopefully your why will be a big enough reason to see you through the other side, And if that just means blowing accounts, that's cool, right? It's fun to do that sometimes. It's fun to grab the biggest lot size to feel that adrenaline rush. I've been there, done that. If your why is to trade yourself out of a job, I've done that too. That's fun. It's not a straight up process. Sometimes even when you're out of your job, you make mistakes or you get in a rut, but it's part of life, right? Any job that we work, whether it's trading, whether it's at the factory, whatever you do, you're going to have some bad days. Trading has bad days too. But at the end of the day, you as the boss, you have to set a hard limit on on how bad that day gets, right? You can either lose $100 or you can lose 1,000, or you can lose 10, or you can lose your account. Whatever the case may be, the buck stops with you, literally. So you're in control, right? And the only reason I'm bringing this up, I think we're at a critical juncture for market sentiment or market direction and all that good stuff, right? The market is going a certain direction, right? It's set. It's already set. If you're a US dollar trader, your direction is down, buddy. If you're an indice trader, your direction is up. If you're a GU trader, your direction is up. So don't be the fool that blows your account counter trend trading, right? If you blow your account, please be the fool that blows your account buying GU instead of being the fool that blows their account selling GU, right? Use a smaller lot size. Let the trade come to you, and let time help you. Let time assist you in growing your account instead of blowing your account. If you trade the direction that these markets are traveling at this point, you're going to be just fine. If the market is at a spot that you're not sure, bruh, don't trade it. Don't trade it. Don't trade it. Wait. GA is going to be there next week, right? If you can't tell what direction, wait. EC, wait. Whatever pair you're in, if it doesn't give you a clear direction, just wait. A lot of these pairs, we got bullish order blocks and 2-week order blocks. Trade one of those, because we off to the races. We off to the races in EF, man. Like, we just getting started. We burning rubber. So please, whatever you do, use a smaller lot and give yourself a little bit more time. Go up 1 or 2 time frames. trade like that. Do yourself a favor. You're not getting rich on your next 3 trades anyway. Just take one and give it an extra week or 2. Anybody have any questions? Everybody know what they trade?
Yep.
All right, good folks. I'll see y'all in the market streets.
Thank you.